Please like, subscribe and share for more videos. Part 5: The Poor Millionaire. The impossible happened. I bought everything I wanted without money. I showed my banknote and asked for change, but every time the same thing happened, no one was able to change it. I bought all that I needed and all the luxuries that I wanted. I stayed at an expensive hotel in Hanover Square. I always had dinner at the hotel, but I preferred having breakfast at Harris' Simple Eating Place. Harris was the first place where I had a good meal with my £1,000,000 note. That's where it all started. The news about me and my banknote was all over London. Harris' Eating Place became famous because I had breakfast there. Harris was happy with all his new customers. I lived like a rich, important man. I had money to spend. I lived in a dream, but often I said to myself, "Remember, this dream will end when the two men return to London. Everything will change." My story was in the newspapers. Everyone talked about the strange millionaire with the £1,000,000 note in his pocket. Punch magazine drew a funny picture of me on the front page. People talked about everything I did and everything I said. They followed me in the streets. I kept my old clothes, and sometimes I wore them. It was fun when the shop owners thought I was poor. Then I showed them the banknote, and oh, how their faces changed. After 10 days in London, I went to visit the American ambassador. He was very happy to meet me. He invited me to a dinner party that evening. He told me that he knew my father from Yale University. He invited me to visit his home whenever I wanted. I was glad to have a new, important friend. I thought, I'll need an important friend when the story of the £1,000,000 note and the bet comes out. I want the reader to know that I plan to pay back all the shop owners who sold me things on credit. If I win the bet for the old gentleman, I thought, I will have an important job with an important salary. I plan to pay back everyone with my first-year salary. Part 6: The Dinner Party. There was a dinner party with 14 people, including important folks like the Duke and Duchess of Shoreditch, their daughter Lady Grace Eleanor de Bowen, the Earl and Countess of Newgate, and more. A beautiful 22-year-old English girl named Portia Langham was also present. I quickly fell in love with her, and she felt the same way about me. Suddenly, another guest named Mr. Lloyd Hastings arrived. He recognized me as Henry Adams from San Francisco, and we reminisced about the times we worked together. Lloyd revealed that his plan to sell shares of a gold mine had failed, and he was now broke. I promised to listen to his story later. As dinner approached, a conflict arose about seating arrangements due to the English system of precedence. The Duke and the American ambassador both wanted to sit at the head of the table, causing a dilemma, and as a result, there was no dinner. Instead, they had a modest dish of likely soup, and a strawberry. Next, they played a game called cribbage. The English took it seriously, playing to win or lose something. Despite the lack of interest in the game, I professed my love to Miss Langham, and she reciprocated. It turned into a delightful evening, filled with smiles and laughter. I was honest with her about my financial situation, explaining that the £1,000,000 note wasn't really mine. Intrigued, she found the story amusing. I also mentioned my need for a high-paying job to settle my debts. I asked Miss Langham to accompany me when I meet two important gentlemen, believing her presence would help me secure a good job and salary. She agreed, and I was confident that the gentleman wouldn't refuse me anything with her by my side.